if I have to provide you my information, I want to know what law I broke, because I clearly just showed to you. This is from the California DMV. You are misinterpreting and misunderstanding the law, man.
A state trooper tries to lecture a Navy officer on traffic law. But guess who actually read the statute?
Can I see your license, registration, insurance?
Okay, what is your cause for pulling me over and asking for my information?
Man, unsafe passing within the lane, dude.
No, I'm just showing you the law.
We break down real police encounters and separate fact from fiction. This is Detective in Crime. Today's breakdown takes us to Ramona, California, where a state trooper stops a motorcyclist, accusing him of illegal passing on the right. But things take a sharp turn when the rider knows the law better than the cop, and he's not backing down. Was this a case of a cop getting schooled, or just an argument waiting to happen? Ramona, California, August 2019. A motorcyclist gets pulled over by a California state trooper who claims he passed cars illegally on the right. Only problem? That law doesn't exist, and this rider came prepared with the receipts.
Man, you can't be passing on the right like that, dude. You're allowed to split lanes, but you can't pass on the right.
Does it say that in the statute?
That's you do what?
For lane splitting, lane sharing.
Yeah, you can't pass on the right, bro. It's
Okay, does it say that in the lane sharing statute?
I don't know what the lane sharing statute is.
So the rules governing.
There's not two lanes. So if there's two lanes, so let's just say.
I'm gonna reach for my phone. Don't get.
From the jump, the trooper claims the rider split a lane illegally, but when asked to cite the statute, the officer draws a blank and starts mumbling about lane sharing.
Hey, come here for a second. This is the DMV website. California law does not allow or prohibit motorcycles from passing other vehicles proceeding in the same direction within the same lane. Within the same lane. Has nothing to do with two lanes. I was within the same lane. I wasn't past the white line.
All right, I'm not gonna argue, man. Can you read that again? I'm sorry.
Sure. Well, here, you read it right there. California law does not allow or prohibit, that means I'm allowed to do it, from passing other vehicles proceeding in the same direction within the same lane. A practice often called lane splitting, lane sharing, or filtering. Lane sharing.
The Navy officer calmly pulls out the DMV website and shows him lane splitting, lane sharing, filtering. It's all legal in California when done safely. California allows lane splitting under AB 51. There's no law that bans motorcycles from passing between vehicles within the same lane, even if it's the right side of traffic, as long as it's done safely and not on the shoulder. The key here? Safety and within the lane, which the rider had done.
Listen to me. I'm not here to argue with you. I just need your license, registration, insurance, okay?
Okay, and I'm asking you for what purpose?
I just told you, because you're passing vehicles within the same lane on the right.
That's allowed.
Safe passing on the right. I'm not talking about lane splitting. You're not splitting lanes. You're passing vehicles on the right.
Okay. This literally just says lane sharing.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about splitting lanes on the right. You're not allowed to pass vehicles on the right.
In order for you to ask me for that information, I have to have broken the law, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great, thank you, great, okay. This is being recorded. So, if I have to provide you my information, I want to know what law I broke, because I clearly just showed to you. This is from the California DMV. You are misinterpreting and misunderstanding the law, man.
There's also a law that says you cannot pass unsafely on the right.
Okay, so I have this on tape. Show me where I passed unsafely.
I will. Let me see your license, registration, and...
So again, what law did I break?
Let me explain it to you, okay?
You're going to explain it different than the law.
You know the law.
No, I can read English.
Okay. All right, well...
I didn't read the law, but I'm still in charge. The rider, cool-headed as ever, points out that without a legal reason for the stop, the officer can't just demand ID. And he's absolutely right. Officers need reasonable suspicion that a law was broken to demand ID. If no law was violated, that request, totally unjustified.
I can too. So let me explain my interpretation of lane splitting.
Okay, your interpretation as opposed to facts.
Okay. Facts, lanes, whatever you want to call it, man. Let me explain to you what I consider lane splitting. If you've got two lanes or more, all right?
Which doesn't say here, right?
If you've got two lanes or more,
okay,
in one direction, and you go in between the lanes, whether you're in the lane to the right or the left.
Thing is, right? And where you're wrong, okay? That's your interpretation of it. That's not what the black and white says. And look, take your glasses off and I'm gonna get off my bike. Is that all right? Within the same lane. It has nothing to do with two lanes.
Lane splitting though. We're not talking about lane splitting here.
Hey, I'm talking about what the law says.
But you're looking at this as lane splitting. There's no two lanes to split, my man. You understand that? There are no two lanes to be splitting here.
Okay, so show me right there where it says it has to be two lanes.
Bro, are you splitting lanes?
I'm sharing. Hold on.
Sharing the lane.
Yes, look, right there as it says, lane sharing.
Right.
Sharing.
While you're splitting lanes.
No.
Bro, you're looking at the DMV web. There's vehicle code. Okay.
Okay.
Vehicle code. Let me look it up and I'll explain it to you better.
Okay.
How's that sound, man?
All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't you look it up? I got time. I'm my own boss. All right. Why don't you look it up? And if I broke the law, not your interpretation of it, if you need to get a sergeant or somebody else here, do so. I'll gladly hand you my information.
The trooper misreads the law, saying lane splitting only counts between lanes, not on the right. A sergeant steps in off camera, telling him not to issue a citation. The trooper still insists on ID to document the stop. Even after admitting no ticket, he questions if the law is clear.
Here's some more clarification for you, okay? Sorry, I didn't mean to touch it. All right, AB 51, in the law, which define lane splitting as driving a motorcycle as two wheels in contact with the ground between rows of stopped or moving vehicles in the same lane. Doesn't matter. I can be in the same lane as long as did you see me over the white line at all?
On the shoulder, no.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
thank you.
Exactly, yeah. Hey, so, dude, I'm reading the vehicle code.
Hold on. Yep. AB 51, which
I'm reading the vehicle code, man. So, first of all, before we even get there, man, my intention of stopping you was because it was for safety issues, right? I mean, you're passing cars on the right. If a vehicle had to slam on the brakes and turn right and they hit you, whatever. Just like you're splitting lanes, but reading the law, it is not clearly stated as far as whether or not you could be passing on the right in one lane or two. All right, so I just called my supervisor, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I don't know anything about that because I never write it because it's not clearly written in law."
Sure.
Right? Well, it's not.
No, except it is.
Well, except it doesn't clarify whether or not you're allowed to pass. Well, it says in the same lane, but lane splitting. Well, just hear me out.
Go ahead.
Lane splitting in my interpretation, okay? Lane splitting is you got two or more lanes in the same direction, and you're going in between the lanes, right? But the law says within two or more rows of traffic in the same lane.
Correct me if I'm wrong, both of you, right? In order for you to ask me for my ID, I have to have committed a crime, correct? You can't just walk up, hold on, let's answer this right. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, give me your ID, right? We don't live in a police state, you guys are meant to enforce the law.
Okay.
So I have to have committed a crime in order for you to give me your ID, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that's the first thing. That's
Okay.
why I'm arguing. I don't want to argue with you about, whether I have to give you my ID, because I know I don't have to. So and I'm going to use this term because that's what it is, and it's not a negative infliction upon you or anybody else. There's a difference between stupidity and ignorance. I'm ignorant of a great many things. I'm not a brain surgeon, so I don't know anything about it. But ignorance of this specific statute as it applies in California, it says same lane. I know what you're saying. That's what the general public thinks. It is poorly written. They tried to do something about it. CHP had guidelines on it that were removed because people had questions and didn't understand what the law actually says.
Yeah. My intention was never to actually give you a ticket.
Then why did you ask me for my registration and insurance?
Because I have to document all my contacts. Okay, I have to document my contacts.
If I broke the law.
Well,
you have my info. It's right there on my plate.
So you're not getting a ticket, but initially my interpretation was that you were breaking the law, but you're not getting a ticket. All I'm asking is for your identification so I can record my stop with you.
Oh, you've got a recording of it.
All right, man.
You've got a dash
Whatever,
cam.
dude. Whatever, bro.
What do you mean whatever?
It's all good. You don't have. It's all good.
You're right. I don't. So I'm asking you though. Did I break the law today? Yes or no?
Yeah. Like I just explained to you. Originally, my interpretation was yes, you did. But now reading the section, and it's not clearly stated.
I know you guys got a job to do, but this is frustration. He clearly read it. I haven't violated the law. I've got it on camera. Hey, you guys have a tough job, trust me, I get it. I'm getting some chapstick. You said yourself it's hot, okay? Come on.
So we understand, my probable cause to stop you is because you were passing vehicles on the right.
Right,
Okay.
uh-huh.
All right.
Which is not against the law. Yeah.
I'm simply asking you if you have a license. You say, yes, you do in another state, but you can't provide that information to me.
Again, tell me what law I broke that caused this stop to begin with.
I just did, sir. I just did.
No.
And now I'm asking for some identification. And you say that you have a license, but you don't want to provide that information.
Sure, if you pulled me over for a valid stop, which right now we've already established this isn't a valid stop. You went back
Stop
and
is valid, man. The stop, it's a valid stop.
No, it's not.
It's a valid stop.
You just
You're
said
passing
yourself.
cars on the right.
Yes, that's not
Passing
against the
cars
law.
on the right.
It's not against the law.
Hey, in my opinion, it's unsafe passing vehicles on the right, whether it's lane splitting or not. You're not getting a ticket for that. All I'm asking for is for some telling you what I got right now. Right now, I have you're riding a motorcycle,
Yep.
and you don't have a license in California.
Yep.
So, is the vehicle going to get towed, or are you going to provide me with your information?
I'll tell you what, if you want to tow it, then we can end up in court. That's that's fine. Go for it. Get a supervisor here, get somebody else here. I'll call my lawyer.
All
Because you're not, you already know who I am. What information do you want? Well, hey,
All you do is show me your license, man.
no, I don't. I don't have to show you my license. What crime did I commit? What crime did I commit?
We're done here, brother.
Great. So 4 officers, all these resources for a crime that never got committed. And
The rider stays respectful, articulate, and legally on point, explaining the difference between intent and ignorance. He didn't break the law. Eventually, 4 officers surround him, and the trooper threatens to tow the bike, falsely suggesting the rider doesn't have a valid California license. After nearly 30 minutes of legal gymnastics and embarrassment, the officers let him go. No ticket, no citation, no ticket, no law broken. The Navy motorcyclist walked, legally and morally, away from the stop. The trooper, on the other hand, walked away looking confused, frustrated, and wildly unprepared. Let's discuss ratings. Trooper, 1 star. For doubling down on ignorance, fumbling the law, and turning a learning opportunity into a power struggle. Motorcyclist, 5 stars. Calm, informed, and handled it like a pro. That's it for today's breakdown. This was a case of a cop getting schooled in real time. So, what do you think? Did the motorcyclist handle the situation right? Should the officer have been more open to learning on the job? Drop your thoughts below and let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more breakdowns. Until next time, remember,